I would say the primary consideration when you're looking for a tutor is personality fit. You or your child will be working closely with this tutor for an extended period of time, and you really need to make sure that there's a connection. Beyond personality fit, there are a number of other factors you want to consider though. You want to look at qualifications. Does this tutor know the things you need them to know? You want to look at experience. For some people, having a really experienced tutor is important and worth paying a premium for. You want to look at geography. Is this tutor nearby, or is it somebody you're willing to work with online, if online tutoring is something that you want to try? And increasingly people are going online for their tutoring, so do consider it a viable option. You want to look at the tutor's communication style. Communication in tutoring is very important, especially if it's your child who the tutor is working with, because you want to make sure that you're getting regular reports on the child's progress. And finally, you want to make sure that the schedules are compatible. If you have particular times that are really important for you for the tutor to work with a child, you need to make sure that the tutor has openings at those times or that the tutor has a flexible schedule. But the bottom line is the single most important thing is how well both you and your child connect with the tutor. And the best way to establish that is either through a face-to-face meeting or a meeting over Skype, or at the very least, a detailed phone call where you discuss the issues that either you or your child are wanting to attack with tutoring and see what sort of plan of attack that tutor is willing to establish. So when you're using Noodle to find a tutor, the first thing you can do is a search, which will allow you to pick tutors based on factors such as geography, pricing, and qualifications, which will really allow you to narrow down your list of possible tutors. Then you can start looking through those potential tutors and take a look at their biographies, which will often include a lot of additional information, which will allow you to get a sense of who the tutor is and whether this is somebody who you would want to work with or who you would want to work with your child. Once you've assembled kind of a small list, you can actually use a feature on Noodles called boards to organize that list. You can pull a few of the profiles into a list or into a board, and you can share it with friends and family members and get their opinions. You may discover one of your friends has used one of the tutors you're considering. Or for instance, if you're a parent and you've found several potential tutors, share them with your child who's going to be actually working with the tutor, and they may decide, hey, this one looks like somebody who I'd really like to work with. So boards will allow you to organize your search and share it with other people, which will allow you to sort of collaborate in coming up with a list of hey, these are the tutors I want to work with, and narrowing it down to maybe these are the 2 or 3 tutors who I actually want to talk to and interview, as it were, and see who the final tutor is that you're going to select. So the other resources question when it comes to tutors is a little tricky. It's not like you have guidebooks out there, America's 1,000 best tutors. But there are other resources you can use, and one of them is your search will turn up not only individual tutors, but tutoring organizations as well. And if you find the prospect of looking through all these individual tutor profiles a little overwhelming, if you find a few organizations that you think have strong tutors, contacting those organizations directly can serve as a resource. You can call the organization and you can give a list of the things that are important for you in a tutor, and they can recommend tutors that would be a good fit for you. In addition, the tutors themselves, if you do select individual tutors from our site, are a great resource or a great additional resource. Again, you always want to talk to them directly, and you'll get a sense of how they would work with you and how they would work with your child. Finally, if you've used Noodle's board function to assemble a list of potential tutors, your friends and family members represent a great additional resource as well, especially if any of those friends or family members have worked with any of the tutors on your list.